Finally, the moment a couple of you have been waiting for.
It's all like bing bong, Jack.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Duval and St. Johns County. The show for Jag fans by Jag fans.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
Here are your hosts, Franklin and Michael how you say it? DeZoba. Welcome to the Jaggernaut Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, want to welcome you back to another Jaggernaut Podcast. As always, Michael, got my brother with me, Franklin. Franklin, who we repping? Duval! That was a good Duval. Nice time, I think. Probably one of our better ones anyway. All right, so we didn't have a podcast against the Colts. Sorry, guys. I know that some of you
with
were
bated breath.
Yeah. I know some of you were looking forward to listening to our blabber. Yeah, me included. I go back and I listen to these. I check comments, make sure
I used to. Now I just let them roll.
Well, I go back and listen.
You have to tell me if there's any errors.
I like to hear myself talk. I don't get a lot of that, so I like to hear myself talk. Anyway, let's jump right to it. We didn't get to the Colts. We had some real life stuff going on. Frank, what do you think about the Colts game, man? Colts here still hadn't beat us.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say about that.
I mean, I think that it's sort of a bit of a barometer game. You want to say the typical Colts game because we have had their number at home recently, and we certainly beat them in their place. So, you go, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Well, you may be inclined to think that, but I actually think it's kind of a decent win. I thought even after playing the Colts early in the season, I thought they looked a lot better. This time Jonathan Taylor was there too. So my thoughts on the Colts team as a whole is they're a lot better than what I expected going in to the year. So I thought we beat a pretty decent team. I know people think the AFC South stinks. I think the Titans certainly look worse than what most people thought they would be.
Fire sale.
Yeah. So Kevin Byard is now gone, and Derrick Henry's on the chopping block, and the Texans look like the team. That we probably need to worry about. Of course, we've always had to worry about the Texans because they could suck against everybody else. They're going to play well against us for some reason. But
yeah, it's weird, and it's funny because they look at us like a rivalry, but I don't really view Texans as a rival, even though they smacked us around.
Well, it's because you don't hate the Texans
enough. Yeah, I guess so.
And you hate the Titans. I don't hate the Colts either. It's like you want to beat the Texans and the Colts, but you live to beat the Titans because the Titans just suck. You hate the Titans. They just mayonnaise or whatever. I don't know what I don't know what the deal is with the mayonnaise.
Miracle Whip, sir. Miracle Whip, because I know you like it and I can't stand it.
It's all right. But I mean, yeah.
But I thought that was a very complete game we played against the Colts. I thought Trevor looked good. I thought the offense looked good. I thought ETN looked great. We were able to run the ball again to the wings, not necessarily up the gut, but to the outside. I thought we did some stuff well. I thought our defense, again, I don't know what's going on with this defense, but I do want to drop this. We need to name this defense. Like, we need to come up with some kind of name for this defense. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they might be worthy of a name.
If you listen to this
drop
podcast,
us a name.
Drop us a name in the comments. Just come up with something crazy, something that reflects what this defense is. This defense is a little bit of bend but don't break, but they get a ton of takeaways. I still think
right?
I think they're number one in the league in takeaways.
Yeah.
So to me, what are we, 7 games in, about to be 8 games in? This defense, if it continues to play this way, it is worthy of a icon, a moniker, a nickname, something. You can't call it Saxonville, but it's got to be something to do with maybe takeaways or bend but don't break, however you want to word it. just drop us a comment and put your best defensive name in it.
Could you
I don't
imagine
know
if
what
we
to
had
call
any
them.
a pass rusher or if Trayvon figured out how to do it on the other side of Josh, man? Man, this defense would be, whew,
Hellacious.
oh, our
Hellacious.
secondary's killing
Yeah.
it. Foye Oluokun is like, I mean, let's talk about that for a minute. Foye Oluokun, it's crazy. Before the Saints game, I remember seeing a graphic, and I don't know who posted it, but they were saying who's the best linebacker in the league, and they had like 12 options. Dude, not one of them was a Oluokun, which is insane. This is the most. This guy might be the most disrespected. That's probably hard. This is maybe I don't know. It might be bordering disrespect at this point.
I think you're close there, man.
Yeah,
even
because
if it's not,
I mean the
think you're
guy's
very
led the
close.
league in tackles
2 straight years.
2 years in a row, and this year might be his best year ever. At this point, so the league has to start taking notice that
Wait,
he's
is it
one
the
of the
league?
reasons why
Is
this
it the
defense
league
is so great.
Okay, is it the league or is it the media? Because
Well,
the
yeah,
league may very well know
I don't
who
know.
Foye Oluokun is. The difference is you got Jerry Jones shoveling cash into the media machine to tell you how great the Cowgirls are, right? And
It's
how
America's
great
team, bro.
Dak Prescott is.
Capitalism. It's
Colin,
America's team.
Colin isn't putting that money into the media, so you're not getting that. So it's again, is this the curse of playing for the Jags, a small market
Maybe.
team that nobody pays attention
And that
to?
might start to end. It might start to end. I mean, at this point, I think, and that Saints game was prime time. You know, the Saints game was so. Um,
And
so
it was a nail biter. Look, it was a nail biter, but I'm not sure I technically felt like the Saints had any chance.
I got worried about it. Yeah, because it's like I don't under. Yeah, it seemed like we were clearly the better team. Like it wasn't even. That game seemed like, and I guess we're transitioning from the Colts to the
Sounds good to
Saints.
me, man.
But
In the business, they call that a segue. Woo-hoo! Look at me learning stuff.
uh, yeah. So I don't forgot you're learning stuff and you're making me forget. I don't even.
We were just talking about the Saints. How I felt, even though it was a nail biter at the end, where the Saints could have gotten not the tying touchdown, but could have had the chance to go for 2 to tie the game up. And we stopped them in the end zone on a 3rd and goal and then a fourth and goal. Right now, personally, here's what I don't understand. You bring in Taysom Hill and you score there, I think. Like we couldn't stop their short yardage with Taysom Hill all night. But then you decide to run or to pass twice. So you put the ball in David Carr's hands or Derek Carr or whatever crash car they're running. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Coaching in the NFL is like offensive line.
So
in the NFL.
are you complaining about the Saints coaches and you're saying that they should have just ran Taysom Hill on us all night long? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I know. So I'm telling you, in that scenario, I would have put in Taysom Hill. I would have ran Taysom Hill because Taysom Hill didn't get stopped all night.
Yeah. I mean,
That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying, man, sometimes you got to look at the bigger picture. I'm not conspiracy theorist.
I know.
I'm not conspiracy theorist, but I'm saying sometimes there are some stuff that makes you go, things that make you go,
You know, you bring up a good point because to be honest with you, if you think about that game, Derek, and I almost said David, Derek Carr had some issues delivering the football to his receivers. So what's the point in keeping him in there? And at least you have Taysom Hill, who, if you're just going to do design runs, you got that extra blocker in there. So you get that extra advantage that Derek Carr doesn't give you. Because he definitely ain't pinpoint. And I like Derek Carr. I mean, I like the guy, you know, as a person and all that stuff. But I just, you know, I think maybe he's just not a great quarterback. You know, he looks like he might be the type that's he's a backup that's been posing, you know, a little bit as a as a starter for a while, and I think that's basically where we're at with this guy now. Um, yeah, here's what I would say. Let me say this about Colts and the Saints. The interesting thing about these two games that I noticed, the first drive of both of these games, we scored touchdowns. The first offensive drive. That any Jaguar fan out there, tell me if I'm wrong about this. Since Trevor has been here, have we ever done that before?
Once or twice.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think it's once or twice.
Because my thought is 90% of the time on our first drive, it's a punt. A lot of times it's a 3 and out.
Yeah.
We are a slow starting team. Under the Peterson era, I'm pretty sure, I mean, Urban was just a dumpster
I think that's
fire,
fair.
so I mean, I can't even imagine.
I think that's fair.
And
to be honest, I can't imagine a team that we had that actually started fast.
Oh, well, Coughlin. We used to start fast. Coughlin was opposite. We'd always score the first drive and then almost never score again. We'd score like 7 points to start the game, and then we'd get like maybe 10 points the rest of the game, 13 points or something like that. That was how we ran with Coughlin, but I don't know. It's something I notice, and I think that helps our defense, you know. So you talk about takeaways and things like this. When your offense comes out and starts hot like that, you know, even though there are times when we trail off and, you know, have issues, but that's the NFL. They get paid too. But it's nice to see that. I just thought this past 2 games, that was what stuck out to me in regards to positive. And let's face it, this is more positive than negative, absolutely. So that was a positive thing for me, is that we look like a team that we're 5-2. Here's an interesting thing about this. This is a nut or to sum everything up. 5-2, and we have not played. Now we are, to your point, we have played some complete games in regards to special teams didn't mess us up, defense didn't mess us up, offense didn't mess us up. Sort of a complete, because we've seen those games where the Texas game, all 3 just crapped themselves for some reason.
Right.
But we've had a number of games where all 3 phases were well. Hold on, the Colts game special teams,
I thought it was fine. Made field goals. I think didn't Agnew give a decent punt return?
Was it the Saints game? Which
he did it in both, I believe.
Anyway, what I'm basically saying is the offense still is not where it appears like it needs to be, and yet we're 5-2. Like, this offense still is not, like, you know, this offense is capable of more. It feels like a V8 engine on 6 cylinders. Maybe. I'd even argue 4 at times. Right. That's what I'm saying. You know they're capable of more. And we haven't even seen it yet. So, and the trajectory is going up. So I have some optimism at this point. Like, we could really start, if the offense starts to turn this thing on, man, imagine the pressure that puts on opposing offenses. And we're already a defense that's opportunistic and leads the league in turnovers. Just from a global sort of bird's eye view perspective, that's pretty promising. It's a pretty optimistic way to look at it.
I think you should be optimistic as a
absolutely right now. It's a good thing to be.
Even with the continued dumpster fire that is the center of our offensive line.
Every team has bad problems, but we know where ours lies. Yes,
they play well enough at times for it not to be a factor.
Pass protection's been good the past 3 weeks.
I'm talking. Okay, so Frank, remember?
I know where you're going. I know where I'm just trying to get the positivity out of the way.
Right. What was it? The fake punt I think it was the fake punt. You didn't like the call, or you didn't like going for it. It's like 4th and 1. We did a fake punt, and we threw it. We threw it to the punter. Threw it to Tim Jones. I think it was Tim Jones. But you didn't like going for it. You
Right, I
didn't
didn't
going
like
for
that.
it on 4th and 1. And I wanted to go for it. My standpoint is that the offense hadn't done shit in several drives. New Orleans moved to a quick play call, which means a sped up tempo.
Yeah.
And they were moving the ball on us. Our defense was effing tired. And I'm like, we need to give the guys a break. Like a long break, like a 10-minute, 14-play, field goal ending drive. I didn't care how it ended as long as it was long and our defense got a break. We didn't do that. And then we turned around and it's 4th and inches and you call a run from the shotgun. How asininely stupid is that? So on the wheels of not bringing in Taysom Hill when you really need a yard, 4th and inches. I'm not even going to call it one. I'm going to say 4th and inches. I understand Trevor's hobble. I do. And if you called a run under center, I wouldn't be upset if we didn't get it. But you literally call a run where the running back gets the ball 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So now you got 3 yards and some inches to get. The play got absolutely blew up because of the interior of our offensive line. And you know what? It technically doesn't matter because we won. But if you want to win in this league, if you want to be the team, you have to beat. It's like you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
So
we cannot beat the man doing that crap.
Let me just context. So I think it was PFF. I can't remember who it was. They did a power poll, and they had the Chiefs number 1, they had the Eagles number 2, and they had the Jags number 3. And the thing about, so I want to compare the Jags and the Eagles because the contrast is pretty great between. And power polls didn't mean anything, but we happen to be 2 of the upper teams right now. And the contrast is pretty great. Because Sirianni came out and said they basically have 9 yards to get.
Yeah.
Because they do the tush push or the
it's the brotherly shove.
Right. And but here's the thing about that. Think about this you think about how much of a disadvantage we're at coaching wise compared to where Sirianni is at. It isn't just 1 yard. He's basically saying if they can get 9 yards, they get an extra down to get. They basically get it doesn't even matter that so in other words they're going to get the first down. It doesn't. So you watch the Sunday night game against the Dolphins. They were on their like 25 or the 30, and it was 4th and 1, and they just lined up for it because they're like, you can't stop us. And it's a tale of 2 different teams. Those guys can get 1 yard easy. And I'm talking about when I say it was when I say it was 4th and 1, I mean 4th and 1. Not like 4th and 6 inches or whatever the hell that was. We were trying to get in shotgun. It was 4th and a legitimate 1 yard. Easily get it all day long. Why? Because their interior offensive line pushes people a yard every time. Whereas our guys get pushed back. We're lucky if they don't get pushed back a yard. That's how pathetic our interior offensive line is right now. And it makes a difference. It's starting to affect the play calling. So when people say, I don't understand fourth and shotgun, and I get that. I'm with everybody on that. Here's what frustrates me. If you're the type of coach that goes, this is the area where I'm going to go for it. If we don't get the third down, I'm going to go for it on fourth down. Okay. I can ride with that coach. I like coaches that are aggressive because it leads to your team. You can make mistakes. You can put your teams at a disadvantage sometimes. But what you're telling your team is, I'm aggressive too. You be aggressive also. So it can lead to overall positivity. Here's the issue that I have. I want to see aggressiveness on other downs other than the fourth down. I want to see something aggressive. If it's 2nd and 1, why are we always going for the 1 yard? I don't understand this. This has been a thing with Peterson. Go for a shot. Take a shot. This is the thing that frustrates me to no end. They will go for a wide shotgun run 12 yards to get 6 inches on a 4th and 1 play, but you won't take a shot on a 2nd and 1. You're a coach that will show you'll go for it on. Of course, you're going to go for it on a third. Why wouldn't you? Obviously, but you also. So if you have a 2nd and short, I want everybody to think about this. Whenever you see a 2nd and short on this team, we're talking about a coach that will go for it on 4th and short. And 2nd, that's an extra down. Take an opportunity. Take a shot. The team has to respect you turning up, and we never, dude, we never, I'm telling you, we've never done it. 2nd and short, we just do a very basic play, and either we go to 3rd and short, which gets us into trouble, or we convert and we start over again. I'm like, look, if you're going to be aggressive, if you're going to be an aggressive coach, do it on 2nd down. How about that? There's nothing wrong with that. Why do you have to always be aggressive on 4th? Guess what? If you're aggressive on 2nd, you might not have to be aggressive on the 4th down. So it's like, I don't really understand the aggressiveness on. That's one of the things that's really frustrating me at this point. Love aggressiveness. I don't know why it always has to be on the 4th down. And as a coach, your team's deficient in the interior of the offensive line. But every team has a defense when it's 2nd and 1, they have to defend the 1 yard line. They have to defend the 1st down. They have to. Go for it. Go play action. Go play action, man. Can we get some more plays with Trevor? I mean, this is the other thing. Can we get some more plays with Trevor under center? Against the Colts, we did it. 4th and 1, under center. We ran with ETN, and he got 5 yards. Of course, it was to the outside, but still, it was under center. We can run under center. We need to start doing that more, and we need to start being more aggressive in different times other than 4th. I'll step off my soapbox at this point.
Hey, no. It's dropping knowledge right here. And I agree. I think if you can easily, or you should be able to easily secure a new set of downs, why not take the chance? You got Trevor Lawrence. You have Ridley. You have Christian Kirk. Zay Jones should be coming back shortly. You have Evan Ingram. You have ETN in a wheel route, if that's what you want, whatever you want to call. I'm completely fine with it. Yeah. Because if you hit some of those things, you take the gas out of the defense, which changes momentum, which puts you in the driver's seat. And that's where we want to be. We want to be in the driver's seat.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Pittsburgh Steelers, going back to catch-up field. How do you feel about that?
Okay, so it's an interesting game. I haven't clued into Pittsburgh. They're a sneaky 4th and 2. Or 4th and 2. Sorry, I went back to.
Yeah, you got 4th down on the brain, brother. Let's move forward, right? We're
all numbers, dude. It's all numbers.
Yeah.
So they're a sneaky 4-2, which is only one game different than us, and they've had their bye week. So somehow they're winning, right? So it's something to consider.
Well, it's
they're
ugly.
a team like
Honestly,
us in a way. It's like, hey, they keep pulling it out somehow.
They're winning ugly, but they're fighting. They again, it's Tomlin's. Yeah, Tomlin is a hell of a motivating coach.
That guy's a real good coach, dude.
So,
real good coach.
Kenny Pickett, I'm not sure on. It looks at times like I thought during the preseason Pittsburgh was going to be somebody. I'm like, man, Pittsburgh's tearing it up. Only for them to come out and struggle to win against not very good teams. So they did get Deontay Johnson back. Najee Harris, their offensive line, it's not good. Now, can we take advantage of it?
No.
Probably not. But it's not good. You know, maybe with some schemed up blitzes, we can get in there. We can do some things. We should be able to shut down their run. I'm not too concerned about that. Again, I think it's our offense versus their defense. They have TJ Watt, you know.
Anton Harrison, that's the matchup to watch. By the way, he's played very good the past 2 games.
He has played very well.
He's played really good, man. And that's not a surprise. Like, I've really liked the way he looks. He looks fluid. And it's interesting because, and I'm repeating myself from past podcasts, but it's worth repeating. He has the book on him was he was very athletic, which was interesting because we already have a left tackle, and you typically put your more athletic tackles at left. We got him at right. But he's surprisingly pretty physical looking out there, and that was something that they said he needed to work on. So, but the past 2 weeks he's been very good. So we need to see how he's going to look against TJ. This is his biggest test, I think, coming up.
But I think we can move the ball on. They have who's that guy? Joey Porter Jr. He's an okay corner at the moment. He ain't really done a ton. I mean, they build him up like he's somebody, but he ain't earned somebody yet. At least in my eyes, he hadn't earned somebody. And I believe he can be beat. I do think we can this is another game where we could potentially take advantage of the matchup nightmare that Evan Ingram gives to us. So I believe that can work. Calvin Ridley, he's almost always open. I mean, he looks almost open. You know, on the one play that Trevor dropped to him where it was out of bounds because he took the route out of bounds. If he would have stayed more inside, Trevor would have had more room to get that ball in there. That would have been a completed pass.
Well, we've seen that from Calvin a little bit. I think that's maybe the double-edged sword situation with that guy. On the one hand, you see this amazing ability to cut, and he's so quick and he's super fast, but he's just, there's something there where it's just, how many times have we seen that though? I feel like you're like, well, maybe it's the rust, and it's like, well, I don't know. But he is open more than they throw it to him. That is true. I'd love to see more Evan Ingram involved. I really feel like that's something that's underutilized. I think he's second in team in targets. I almost feel like, though, man, when he catches that ball, he's so fluid, man. He's so fluid. He looks like just an absolute game breaker. I just feel like if you can start, especially early on in the game, man, I'd really like to see them focus game plan wise on trying to get Evan involved early, just to soften everything up, pull everybody up a little bit. I don't know. That's just me kind of thinking that I just think he's a mismatch, dude. He's such a good freaking tight end, man.
But I think our defense can handle theirs. I think our special team is better than theirs. I think it's our offense. If our offense can click, either come out clicking and stay clicking, I think we could do some damage. I think this could be a damage game, like 38-12 or 38-10.
You heard it here, folks.
Like a damage game. However, if we don't and we struggle because we can't pick up a yard because our center isn't good,
Our
or
center
because the
sucks.
or because the right guard isn't good,
Our
or
right
because
guard sucks.
he's got a hurt toe again, or whatever the issue is.
Hang nail.
Right, he's got a hang now, so he can't push nobody out of there. Whatever the issue is, if we stall and we have issues, this is a game we very well could lose by letting a team that we should technically beat hang around.
I think that's a really good synopsis of where the two teams are and what is what are the two possibilities. Now, I think I have a hard time seeing 38-12 because the Jags just are not the type of team to do that.
So what,
for some
score
reason.
on defense?
No, we scored on defense
What
against
about return a punt?
the
What about
Saints.
return a punt? We can return a punt there, right?
We can do all those things, but guess what'll happen? Our offense will then go and take a nap for
Into
3
hibernation mode.
quarters till the end of the game. That's what'll happen, man. It's like you can't say they're terrible, but they'll move the ball just enough to gain some yards, but just not, And this is the thing where it's like, this is what my frustration is with the, and it's hard to be overly critical of a team that's 5-2. You feel like you're being a bad fan
Right.
or something, but
Right, you're winning.
it's like, dudes.
But remember, but that's why we started this podcast, is because the local media wouldn't come out and actually bash the players, the coaches, and the GMs that needed bashing. All they would do was make excuses.
Yeah, I guess.
So look, if they're
I defend them, some of the.
yeah, I
local
mean,
media.
look, I know you defend them. I don't defend them, but it's like if we can see areas to improve or to change, to manipulate the games more in our favor, they're getting paid to do this. How can you not see this stuff?
Well, I mean, you assume that you're right. That's the problem as a fan. You go, well, I just exposed a glaring issue with the offensive play calling, but it's like maybe it's not a glaring issue. I mean, I think I'm right. I mean, I wouldn't have said it otherwise, but there are things that, like, let's just say if I were in charge of play calling overall, I might have that part right, but I may have 30 other things wrong that they get right. So it's very, it's kind of hard to say. And I think at this point, you're trying to sand and refine what is already a really good product. We're not talking about, a bad product here. And that's what I mean. It's like you feel sort of weird just being critical of it, but yeah, we could be better. And here's the thing too. Have you noticed that the offenses this year kind of around the league kind of not, it's almost
Not
like
clicking?
the defenses are,
They're not clicking.
yeah, it's weird, man.
Yeah, they're not clicking.
All the rule changes that are supposed to benefit scoring, which I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I think our expectation is that offenses are supposed to score more because we've sort of kind of been that's what we've seen. So we're like, oh, our team's not doing what high caliber teams do in regards to scoring. Now we're scoring a lot better than we've scored usually. So that's not true necessarily, but we are not at the level where, let's say, the Bills and the Chiefs and the Eagles were scoring, I don't know, last year maybe. 2 years before that, so it's like the good teams score more than what we're scoring now, but in comparison to where everybody is right now, we're scoring pretty good. It's just, we all see the room for improvement. This is an opportunity, though, for us to take that next step. Why can't we be the team that's scoring like, 35, averaging 35 points a game? Let's do it. There's no reason we can't. We got the quarterback. We got the running back. We got a running back who leads the league in yards after, I don't know if yards after touch, but yards after contact or breaking tackles or something like that. we've got a team. We got that plus the defense. So yes, we do have a deficiency at the interior offensive line, but let's figure out a way around that. And I think that's the way to do it. Start.
And I think that's exactly what they're doing. That's why we're attacking on the outside with our runs. We run here or there up the middle just because you have to.
Absolutely.
Right. And hopefully we'll never get in 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1s because we can't do anything about that. It's almost just a punt. Right. At that point,
what are you talking about? We're going to run an end around.
It's 3rd and 2.
25 yards.
It's 3rd and 2. What is Peterson doing?
We could throw it.
The punt team is coming on the field. We're done. We give. Just punt it.
It's weird how the offense has a certain personality. It's like you don't see a lot of slants with this offense. For a team that will pass a lot from shotgun on 3rd and 4th and short. It's like we don't tend to do slants as much as other teams. I don't think.
No, I agree.
We do these like check, these things to the outside. It's like, again, I don't want to be a nitpicker. We're winning and all that stuff. I'm just saying, how about now that we've unveiled this offense for all the league to see, how about we open up other parts of the playbook? Does I formation exist in the playbook? Is that possible? Could we possibly, because we drafted a fullback. You remember that? We drafted a fullback. Now, I know he didn't make the team.
I was about to say, did he make the team?
No, he didn't make the team, but I mean, how could you be a team that goes for shotgun 4th and inch, like an inch? It was like 2 inches or something, man. And you drafted a fullback. I'm just saying, like, where's the other dimension of the offense? Like, I know it's a deficiency, but let's. I don't know. Like I said, it's just we did do it in the Colts game, so it's possible. We did end up running to the outside, but hey, the formation is what I'm talking about. Formation. Let's get some. We need that more often, so that when we line up on set, when we get opportunity. When we throw Evan Ingram 9-yard pass on 1st down, dude, it's a free shot at the end zone, man. It's a free shot at a big play. Instead, you're going to take Trevor, and he's going to run Kirk, and Kirk's going to stop and pass it back to Trevor, and you're going to run this, like,
razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, razzle-dazzle play for what, 8 yards? I mean, you'll do all that, but you won't throw a play action in there on 2nd and short. Come on, man. One time, man. That's all I'm asking.
You heard it here first, folks. Come on, man.
Oh, with Joe Biden on him. Come on, man.
It's a pretty good interpretation.
Yeah, I was surprised that snuck out of there. I've never done Joe Biden before.
Right, who wins on Sunday? You already know what I'm predicting.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm gonna go score on you, since obviously the Jags are gonna win. Because I don't normally do that. So I'm gonna go 24-18.
Weak.
Dude, the team don't have it, man. Till I see it, man. Till they start. Hey, I will make a change. I'll go 38-12 if we see a 2nd and short where they line up with Trevor under center. Oh, let me say this. This is one thing I did want to throw out. Trevor was running against the Saints, right?
I liked it, yeah. I like it.
We instantly the better team. You got to play. He came back. He said, I'm playing, bro. Not only am I playing, I'm going to run the ball a couple times. That's what we've talked about, right? If Trevor runs that freaking ball, when it's there, run that damn thing. Run it.
Yep, go get the 1st down and then get down.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, no. I don't understand that. Like, well, they were worried about it. Oh, but his knee. It's like, dude, he hurt his knee in the pocket. That's when he hurt his knee. when it's open, take it, man. Take that. It makes it makes the defense defend the whole field. It pulls them out of man coverage a lot of times. It opens things up, man.
I agree, sir. When it's open, you take it. That is advice that can.
You have our permission, Sir Trevor.
All
please.
kinds of life, right? When it's open, you take it. All right,
good advice.
ladies and see, that's good advice. That's like what you want to tell like your son.
You don't just get like football knowledge; you get life knowledge.
You get life advice here. That's what you know. What's sad? That's what old people do, and that's what we're doing.
Look at your beard, bro.
I see it, man.
Unlike mine, which is all. Wait, never mind.
Yeah. Mine's just longer.
Oh, let me get. I
All
was,
right,
I was looking for my reading glasses. Here they are.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that to these folks. Yeah. Okay. Well, come back here for your life advice from old dudes who also talk some Jaguar football.
Been Jaguar fans. Well, I haven't been a Jaguar fan from the start. I can't say that. I was a Jaguar fan started in '96.
Oh.
But they converted me, man. I was a Dolphin fan.
Yeah, hey, 95, man. That's when we got the team. So
not too far. Not too far.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us. Hopefully you liked it. Please like and subscribe, whatever. Leave us a comment, even if it's not a name for the defense. I'd appreciate a name for the defense. And maybe on the next podcast, we'll throw you out a shout out for the best name that we got. Because we don't get paid to do this, so we don't have any sponsors. So we can't give you any money. That's just how it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Even if we come up with a name, I'm sure some other podcast will probably take it and pretend that it wasn't on this one. So, but don't let that stop you.
It's got dates.
So, yeah, you're right. You're right.
It does. It got date. There's dates down there. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining us. Peace out. Dude!